we're not giving the agents any incentives to help us grow, or we're not growing theirs. When I left Keller Williams, what did they give me?
Nothing.
Okay, so basically for 14 years, would you agree, I was an employee for them?
Yeah.
Right. I was at the bottom. Every dollar that I made was funneling to the top level people. Very much like the newest, not the newest company to break into the tech world to cut out the distributors.
Yeah.
Why would we want to do that? Okay. Well, because when you want something, most of the time you want it right now in today's society. You want help and support. So Matthew was just showing the world, if you needed something from the company, instead of having to get in your car, make a phone call, wait for somebody to respond to you, you can roll right into there and have access to all those people. Number two is most of the time, and you see it especially in the tech world, where are people working from these days?
Home.
Exactly. So out of large brokerages, as these brick and mortars, as they've grown, as far as agent count, the amount of people who come in and actually have offices has actually declined, because people want autonomy. We have computers, we have phones, we don't need to be in an office anymore.
Yeah.
So this is the model of eXp. Here's an example of how technology has changed the industry. Hilton, been in business for 99 years. Their valuation is currently 18 billion. Airbnb, 10 years, valued at 31 billion. So, as far as profit is concerned, the tech companies are obviously, this, we're near the Silicon Valley. They're making waves to old traditional business models. So what does our system look like? We have no desk fees. We can work from anywhere. The overhead, as Matthew said, the overhead that normally a franchise owner would use to cover brick and mortar costs, we're giving that back to the agent. No expensive leases means the money goes back to you, and they're reinvesting it in technology. Are you familiar with Regus corporate suites? I'll share with you what those look like in a minute, and then you get instant access to training and support. Right now, there's on average 20 classes that you can go to per day in the world.
Okay.
So here's an example of what a Regus suite looks like. There's one here in Burlingame, but the closest one is.
There's 8 in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Mostly downtown areas, and then in South City, there's one next to the biotech companies. And then there's one in San Mateo on 3rd and El Camino. The space is really nice. And then Menlo Park, and then
Isn't there one in Bezos?
Bayhill? I think Google took it over, the whole area.
Okay.
And then there's one in like Foster City, East Bay, they have sold, but there's over 2,000 something locations or more
In California.
in the whole world.
Oh, in the
So
whole
you can go access to all the world, and even in the airports too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in fact at 1 o'clock. I have a meeting in San Mateo at the Regus for somebody who's from Intero who's thinking about joining. Okay, here's another example illustration of what those look like. So at most companies, when I was at Keller Williams, okay, I was paying my split to them. I was paying a royalty fee, and I was also paying for a CRM database system. There's 3 that are world class in real estate, like the best. What do you like to do? What's your hobby?
The gym.
Okay, the gym. What else?
So
you're athletic, right?
People.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're at the gym. What's the best piece of gym equipment? Like the best brand?
I don't really look at the brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew what the best brand
The
was.
best marketing one right now is Peloton.
Okay, Peloton.
Okay.
It's like the Peloton of
Yeah.
real estate.
Oh.
Okay, does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a world-class CRM, and it allows you to have a website. It allows those people to search real time, and it allows for a back-end collection of that data so that you could reach it back out, and it gives you leads. So outside of this, the number one thing that anybody in real estate should tell you before you're getting in is you're building your own business.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? If I told you, we shared with these guys last week, if I said, hey, go sell this copy machine, how would you do that? That's the key. It's the same conversation. How are you going to go sell a house? You got to build your marketing and prospecting company
Yeah.
before you build your real estate business. Okay?
Yeah.
If you do it in reverse order, most of the time agents fail. So the question is, how do I go out and get leads every day? How do I go out and attract new business? What content am I putting into the world? That's the key. Okay?
How you doing? Mona?
So we have
Matthew,
a
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
hi.
Sean right there.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Nice
How
to
are
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Mona.
Mona.
Come on in, sit
Alright,
down,
come
sit
in.
down next to Sean. I'm just setting some stuff up.
Oh, okay.
And that's Marvin and Rob.
Okay, okay.
Hi. Hello, Marvin. Nice to meet you.
So outside of that, we have regional events, and this is one of those events that occurred in the Roseville area, where not only agents from eXp are coming, but other major top brokerages, and there's usually a theme to that. So this one was how to capture leads and create new business. Okay, we're right along the lines of what we were talking about. What is that sustainable number of contacts that you need every month to equal a sustainable number of contracts
Yeah.
or appointments and leads? Okay, here's another mega mastermind event that we did at a golf course. Live training. There's more than 20 hours of live. It's actually increased since this slide deck was made, but again, there's about 20 classes every day, from geographic farming to how to build a team to behavioral analysis to, you name it, any topic that you could think of in real estate. They're recording these and they're posting them to our, we have an internal workplace, workplaces like Facebook, but
Yeah.
for organizations. So they'll post the links there, and you can go in and look. You've seen what the internal world looks like here,
Yeah.
with the and to the right there, what you see is an auditorium. So that would be the class-like setting that you would go into. So we're talking about stocks.
Mhm.
We're going to get started with we're just doing a brief introduction to eXp, but we're going to start it with the time blocking in about 10 minutes.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Go
cool.
for that.
Just give me the 411. So the company gives you stocks for closing your first transaction. We give you stocks when you fully cap. Our cap model here is 16,000 in an anniversary year, meaning a 12-month time frame. And then for every agent that you introduce to the company, we're also, when they close their first deal, we're gonna give you stock. So a lot of the times, the commission that you pay to the company, that goes directly in the owner's pocket. Here, there's an opportunity for you, once you cap and you pay the company $5,000 over your cap based on production, to get the entire amount that you paid the company back in stock. Okay? It becomes a retention tool, but also they're rewarding your production. And then you can buy the stock 5% of your transaction, your commission, at a 10% discount. Okay, so there's a benefit there, aligning yourself with the company. This is why I came over, is the cascading revenue share. And Brent, Matthew mentioned him, he had been trying to attract me to this company for a long time, and I was at Keller Williams for, like I was sharing with you, 14 years, had ownership in a market center, was a regional trainer, etc. He called me one day and he goes, "Hey Sean, what was your profit share at KW?" And I said, "It's like $600. And I had about 100 people in my organization. He said, "You want to know what mine was?" And for last month, and I go, "What? Any idea what it might have been?" You could answer too, if you want. he said $168,000
Already?
for 1 month.
That's
How many
crazy.
people?
Log in.
What's that?
How many people?
At the time, probably close to 2,500 in his entire organization. Okay, close to 2,500 people. He'd been there for about, I want to say, 2 years by the time he called me and I was interested in
2
it.
years, 2,500 people?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it's a lot, right? And so I said, well, okay, let me go. I thought it was BS. I thought, no, you're a sales guy. I go, okay, I'm going to come to your office tomorrow. You're going to show me your deposit log, and we're going to verify this.
So the formula in eXp and Keller Williams are different, right?
Very much so. Yeah, the formula at Keller Williams is a profit sharing where it
I was in
comes.
Keller Williams.
Okay, where it comes off of the, after all the expenses are calculated, and those can be manipulated. Because if you have a huge amount of profit left over at the end of the month, what do? You go, well, where can we funnel this money so we don't have
They
to necessarily...
upgraded the office.
Yes. Yeah, because it becomes an asset for the franchise owner. You say, let's upgrade the office, let's hire another staff, let's get new furniture, let's do something that generates more value for my company. And so that's what they do. This comes right off the top. So if you came on board, there's a predictive number that you'll get paid. Revenue share is much like, have you heard of a royalty fee?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, revenue share is much like a royalty fee, except it's paid to an agent instead of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Replace you with a royalty fee, that's revenue share. So let's say you go out and one of your buddies wants to get into real estate and you say, hey, why don't you join eXp? Let me introduce you to eXp. If they go out and they're a capping agent, meaning they close about $3 million, and it doesn't have to, they don't have to close $3 million before you get paid on revenue share. Let's just say they closed half of that, 1.5 million, one sale basically. Then you would, instead of 2,800, you would get 1,400. If they capped, you would get 1,800. Now, or 2,800, excuse me. Now, let's say they go out and introduce somebody to the company, then you would get $3,200.
So how many tiers?
7.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 7 tiers. So that's, and we can talk more about this. I'm not going to dive in, but what I would say is the benefit, like you can go, at some point you can go anywhere and sell real estate.
Yeah.
Remax, Gold Banker, wherever. Most of the big boxes are all the same. It's like the difference between shopping at Target and Walmart. What's the difference? You know, maybe a discount here, you know,
We
whatever.
call it after sleep income.
Yeah. So here you can have a favorable split and cap at 16,000. You can make money in stock or make revenue in stock, and then you have this awesome way to introduce other people to the company and really make passive income, and that's the key here. Okay. And then we're just going to keep burning. So we have international collaboration through the workplace system. We've just launched in the UK last year and in Australia, and we have all the provinces in Canada. We're going to launch Mexico this year, and they're looking for other opportunities to grow internationally. You're messing my flow up, man. I'm on fire right now. So we have a couple of internal systems which I can share with you later, but enterprise is basically, if you were a CFO, you would log in every day and see, here are my transactions, here's my stock portfolio, here's what my revenue share looks like. SkySlope for management, we're gonna give you that KB Core system for free, marketing, and then we have marketing and branding center. Oh, now you're controlling it?
No, you are.
Okay, cool.
I'm just looking.
And then, you know, you've probably heard of us before on several different media outlets. We're really the fastest growing real estate company in the history.
Where is the headquarters?
What's that?
Headquarters.
It's in Washington, Bellingham, Washington. And really people are asking, you know, going back, hey, well, 2009, you guys have been around for 11 years now. What's been the change in the direction of the company? And really what happens is, you know, really techie people.
I am.
Okay, they're really about, you know, details, and everything has to fit into a box. Those people typically don't make the greatest salespeople. It's just a behavioral analysis. So what happened was one of the owners of Keller Williams for the region, he actually owned the Cupertino Market Center, part of Palo Alto, and 5 others, and the region of Northern California, saw this and said, I have a Blockbuster, and I'm going to move this to Netflix. Sold all of his ownership at KW and moved to eXp. And that person went out and recruited 2 other rock star people who sell, and that's why the company has grown so much over the past 3 years. When I joined at the end of, it's been almost 2 years. June will be 2 years. When I joined, we only had 7,500 agents. Now we've just eclipsed 30,000. We have 2,500 people joining a month. That'll put us somewhere around 55,000 with attrition, you know, a little bit of attrition and growth. So we're rocking it right now. Now the other thing, one more thing, and then I'll wrap up here. We've got 80-20 commission split. That's
How
You know, I know you go to many different companies, and if you're a top producer, you're at 90-10. If you're, new, you're at 60-40 or 70-30. We've just blanket overlaid in 80-20. Why would we do that? Because it puts everybody culturally on an even playing field. If this guy was a rock star doing 100 million and he came to me and I was a franchise owner, I would give him whatever split he wanted. Well, how does that make you feel if you're a new agent and you know somebody else is a better split than you?
Yeah.
That creates some dissension, correct?
Yeah.
Right, so everybody's on the 80-20, it's non-negotiable.
Across the world.
16,000, across the world, or across, and more specifically across different regions, because the cap here for Keller Williams, let's just say it's 50,000, give or take. The cap for Keller Williams in Roseville or Sacramento is about 24,000. So just based on different market areas and volume and units, they've created models that work for them. But we've just said, I don't care if you're selling in San Francisco or you're selling in North Dakota, $16,000 cap. We've got a $149 startup fee, which includes your first month. So in reality, you're paying $85 a month, which is your tech fee and your monthly university fee. $85 a month, that's it. There's no junk fees, there's no anything else. We're gonna charge you a broker review of $25 per file and $40 for E&O per file closed. That's capped out at $500. Okay? So
Who is transaction coordinator?
it's on you.
Yeah. So you can either do yourself, you can hire outside third-party transaction coordinators, or you can make your own system.
It's just like Sky, we use SkySlope. Same, or what's the one that Keller Williams uses? Dotloop, maybe?
Dotloop.
Yeah, same type of format. Yeah, but so your TC goes in there and does whatever they're gonna do. But
On average, TC is about $350 to $650, depending on how much services you want.
so here's the explosive growth. Like I said, we've eclipsed.
How about the team? Is the team the capping for team member will be different from individual agents?
Yeah, there's different programs for that. Do you have a team? Okay, so the lead agent has the authority to assign caps based on their agent count. So how many agents approximately?
I mean, I have a broker. I really want to bring him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. So I see where you're going here. So there's three different models basically. One is you're an individual agent, 16K cap, just like here. The second is, hey, I have a team. Everybody on your team you can bring over at a half a cap if you're under 10 people. Okay. If you have 10 people or more, and this is more for independent brokerages or large teams that are coming over, and your volume or units are fall within the guidelines. It can't just be, hey, Matthew, and I went out and got 10 new agents and I'm coming over and I want you have to be verified as far as volume is concerned, and I'm sure that's probably not an issue, but then it's a $4,000, 10 and over, $4,000 cap for any agent who's coming over under that independent broker.
Okay.
And then the lead agent would still have their $16,000 cap.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, let's say you had 10 people and you're the broker. You come over, you would have 16K and your agents would have 4K, totaling annually 56K. That's the max that you would pay for 10 agents.
But that's the great thing about that too, is let's say you had 100 agents, the cap is still 56K, right?
Well, they've changed that,
Okay.
but it's 4K. Anybody over 10, it's still 4K.
Okay, yeah, okay, nice.
Okay.
Okay, so that's another option, just depending upon what the circumstance might
Yeah, when
look
you're on
like.
team, the requirement is either it's like a 50-50 split, 60-40, 75 maximum. So if you have a buyer's agent, you still have to take a cut of their commission.
Yeah.
So,
It's your long lost son.
yeah. Come on in, sit down.
Is that on?
Yeah, you can walk through.
Okay.
So you're gonna edit
How you guys
that.
doing? How you doing, Louis?
Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Mona.
Well, nice meeting you.
So, like for example, for your broker, would he come under you as just a part of your organization, or as a team, a partnership, or as
I'm gonna be under him, right?
You don't have to be, because even though, for example, you're introducing him to eXp and him wanting to join, he would join under you. So even though he is his own broker, he is coming under your organization as a
I mean, profit share wise.
A revenue
yeah,
share
revenue
wise.
share wise, yeah. But then you still can work together in any capacity. If you work together as individual agents, or as a team, or as if you were working under him as his team, it just depends on how you want to set it up, and we can always go through every single option with you to figure out how you want to work with him.
Okay. So we're traded as a tech company on the NASDAQ. I'm gonna wrap this up here because Lewis is here and I know he's very impatient.
He came from Remax.
Here's the founder, Glenn, punching the button on Wall Street. We also have events nationwide. There's one in Scottsdale coming up in April. And then actually the gentleman that we were speaking about, Brent, who has all these people, he actually just paid Tony Robbins to come to our event in Dallas.
Oh wow.
So
That's crazy.
He stroked a check for
I saw
300
that
grand.
advertisement all the time on
He
YouTube.
stroked him a check for 300 grand,
Robbins.
amazingly.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We gotta go to those events.
we want you to
It's so
come in
good.
August. You know, it's a great leadership event, number one, but freaking Tony Robbins is going to be there.
Because
Amazing.
normally if you go to Tony Robbins' event yourself, it's like $500,
$500,
right?
$800,
But
just depending where you
by
are.
going to Brent's event, because he's paying for a lot of it, it's only like $150 to go to Brent's event, right?
Right.
And then you're saving that $350. You can use it towards your hotel, for your flight, and everything. And you
Yeah.
still get him, but you get at him at a personal level because he hits this event.
It's going to be a small event.
Smaller event.
Yeah, I think, you know, so beautiful. I don't know if you've ever been to the Gaylord in Dallas or not, but it's gorgeous. So, and that's, go ahead.
Go ahead. So even Brent, like we get to see him. The reason we kind of joined too is because we have Brent and Sean, but Brent comes every other Wednesday. Sean comes every other Thursday, right? And Brent, in his career of 24 years, he sold over 4,000 homes himself.
Wow.
That's a lot of homes, 4,000. And he's
Wow.
number 2 in California for Keller Williams and Remax. And then the fact that we get to see him every other week, ask him a million questions, and he shows us how he built. He has a team right now of 24 agents on his individual team, and they do over $100 million a year in his sales. And his area is in Sacramento area, right? So price point's like 300K, 450, but he's doing 100 million. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we can do way less over here. Our price point's like 1.2 to 1.8 on average. So it's easier in that sense.
So that's the general overview, my friend.
Do you have any kind of questions to that part?
Questions?
I don't know how the cap works. Like, what does that mean?
So for example, let's say this, you're at any brokerage, right?
Yeah.
And you have an 80-20 split.
Yeah.
When you make let's say you made $10,000, 8,000 goes to you, 2,000 goes to the broker, right?
Yeah.
And there's no cap, meaning if you did 20 deals, and times it by 2, you pay 40,000 to the broker. But instead at eXp, you only pay 16,000, so you save $24,000.
Oh, okay.
Because instead of paying all the broker, there's a cap means that once you hit that number, 16K,
You don't pay
you don't
that
pay
anymore.
anything after that. You get,
Oh,
you get 100%
okay,
of it.
okay.
So
It's like a buffet, right? You pay your buffet, you get all you can eat. After you pay your buffet fee,
Yeah.
then you're good.
Other companies 40K, 50K. Some companies have no cap. So some people are paying.
Oh,
We
okay.
know paying $100,000 a year to the broker when they could move over and save 84,000. You know, or whatever number
Yeah.
it is. So
For the independent broker, they
Independent.
get to save on staff, they get to save on E&O, they get to save on compliance, accounting, tech support, all these other things. So, you know,
Yeah.
if you ask Matthew probably as an independent broker why he came over, it's because and liability is gone too.
Yep.
I know that was one of your biggest reasons
I
for
think
coming.
for my broker, it's not like liability, since he has been independent for 20 years.
Yeah.
But for us, I always talk to him, we're very open-minded. Since he's super busy, he has this real estate business, he has other
Other
business.
things he's doing.
And he's very supportive when we have a deal. But when we don't have a deal, he's not like, I'm giving you a case, right?
Right.
He can't do that, and he can't help us grow.
Right.
Like, we have to find business by ourselves,
Right.
we have to find open house by ourselves. So that's the thing I kind of want to change.
This would allow you to plug into
Yeah.
all the eXp agents and help you grow from both an organizational standpoint if you're interested, or really from a sales standpoint. And with probably less than what you're paying now, you're going to get a world-class CRM that will also help you to lead generate.
You know, world-class
How
access.
do you help people reach it?
Well, we have it's like, I think you came in just right after we were talking about it, but
go back to that screen on yours. On yours.
I already got mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can
Yeah,
you
you can do
connect?
mine.
Have you heard of Boomtown before, maybe? Boomtown?
We're using that.
You're using Boomtown?
Yeah.
Well, one of Boomtown's, I was using Boomtown too. One of our competitors is Conversion, one of their competitors is Conversion. Okay, so at eXp, you're given that system,
Conversion?
you're given Conversion system
Okay.
at no cost,
Okay.
outside of the $85 a month.
Mhm.
Okay, so I switched completely over because before coming here, I was paying for my website, With my website, I had to pay for IDX for access, and then I was paying for back-end database system. So those were three things I was getting hit with every month. Coming over, KB Core does all those for you, and it does it in a better fashion, I think, than Boomtown, as a former Boomtown user.
Now my broker pays everything.
Yeah.
We use it for free. We don't have a like monthly fee. We use the trainer everything for free. But he's amazing. But just all other.
So he's paying quite a bit of money to support all the agents.
Yes.
And one of the reasons, like I was a broker too, this is my office, and we moved over to eXp about 4 months ago. And I was a broker for over 5.5 years. I've been in real estate for over 13 years. The reason we decided to move over as a broker, and I can always talk to him about it, is because one is this. It was better financially for all my agents together to grow together inside eXp, because now all of us are equally ownership into eXp, so we have equity here, right? So each of us have equity into the company. We get stock awards. We can do our sales. They have a lower cap. Cap here is 16K. My company either had no cap or 25K cap. I cannot provide all the services that eXp can provide. I provide a lot of services, but I cannot provide everything eXp does. We get access to Regis spaces, you get access to stocks, you get access to healthcare, you get access to iRider program, you get access to KV Core, you get access to 20 classes a day, up to 50 hours a month in training, online with the best trainers in the world are there, and coaches, even like Tim Julie Harris, other international coaches, other top producers in the world. We didn't
Remember
have that.
Sean Kokoska from Keller Williams? You know that name? When were you at Keller Williams? Recently, or?
Last year.
Okay, so he may have left, but like Maps Coaching.
I kind of heard that name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kokoska, he ended up coming over from KW.
Yeah, so he's
Anyway.
doing it here. He's coaching here now.
But I think you probably get access to, the best part about it is you get access to people who are doing huge amounts of units and volume. And you can pick up on what they're doing and
They're training.
thrive off their energy and understand new techniques and strategies that they're using, to grow their business.
Yeah, they're training every day. Like if you look online, they have so many classes in every category. Think of like, for example, social media marketing, general marketing, farming, lead generation, cold calling, scripting, anything you think of. There's some really great coaches here online, and they're teaching for free. At KW, you have to pay for all the services, all these coaching classes, right? eXp, they're just providing it because they want to help everyone grow together. Like some of the top 1% in the nation are all here. That's one of the big reasons too, because I can only train so much. But if you had 20 hours a day, 50 hours a week training you, you have access 24/7 to this too. In terms of being a broker, the biggest benefit to me was not just liability, is because my team of 10, now 15, is able to grow within eXp, have the options. We are not locally stuck in one area just selling real estate. By doing sales here, creating referral business out of area, creating our own team organization out of area, we can go globally. So you can build global teams around the world now. And the liability is eXp and all their brokers. It's not me anymore individually to one California state. You can grow everywhere in the world now. He's even growing in SoCal right now and other areas. Brent's all over every.
I'm just about to go to Fresno, hit Fresno, and then
More
my
training?
sister introduced me to somebody in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I'm about to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that's the cool part about it. If you're thinking like, hey, I want to build an empire, or some people are like, hey, I just want to do my deals and live my family.
Yeah.
Other people are like, hey, I want to grow this thing and get 8,000 people and have this great revenue share. Either way, the platform will fit you. But if you are that big-minded person with zero overhead and zero liability, you can be in a new area with a phone call. You don't have to set up a brick and mortar in Tulsa. You don't have to have a staff there or set up a phone number or get licensed there. It's, hey, you want to come to eXp? Great, plug into the system. There's already a broker established there. The system will already support you there. We're going to give you the same database that everybody has, or the same CRM system that everybody has across the nation. So let's do this. And now you work to support that person in growing their organization, because the more that they grow, the more that they grow, what happens? The more that you grow your passive income share.
And in terms of being a broker too, like one is I got rid of my workers' comp, I got rid of my E&O, got rid of all the legal liabilities of issues, just
Is that
general.
more than 16,000?
Way more than 16,000. Yeah, for example, for myself as a workers' comp, I was paying 12,000 a year. E&O insurance, I was paying 12,000 a year. Paying for the office, I was paying for all this stuff. So what happened now as a broker, all my expenses pretty much going down. It's almost zero, right? I still pay a couple thousand a month right now, but it's going down so drastically. And now, because we're all in eXp, even though I don't get a direct split anymore, I don't do like an 80-20 split for my team. It's all just through eXp, through the organization, and all the tiers. But that income is going up right now, and my expenses are going down. So in essence,
I understand from the broker
Mhm.
point of view,
Yeah.
you definitely grow your business and someone help you manage the team. But from the team member,
Mhm.
so they're paying like 4,000 more per year. What they can get?
They're paying what?
4,000 more.
or not paying, they're paying less.
Like the capping, right?
Capping, for example, capping for agents
Mhm.
is 16K here, right?
Oh, 8,000, right? 8,000.
And 8,000 for a buyer's agent.
Yes.
And 4,000 if you have over 10 agents in a team, then they can only pay 4,000 cap a year.
Okay.
So what happened is my company, our cap was 25K or no cap. And people will pay over 25K. Some people before when I first started paid 40, 50K to me. But then financially, they will come and go because in the long run, if Sotheby's, co-banker, Compass, somebody buys them out, they might move, right? But in eXp, the good thing about it is the retention here is so strong. People don't want to leave here because the fact that you're part of the ownership now into a real company who's giving you stock rewards for every time when you're selling real estate, your first sale, they give you stock rewards, right? I think I had like $1,000. And every time when agents join and they do the first sale because you're helping them, you get some reward for that as well in stocks. Like Brent's stocks in 3 years is over 500K,
So it's more than that.
more than that. So my company, zero. I worked at APR, zero. I had no ownership, no nothing there. They just took my money. And even when I started APR, 65-35 split, I did $2 million deal. They took 35% of it and did nothing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't fair.
But the other cool part that happens, then we'll get started on time blocking, is that the people above you, myself, Matthew, Brent Gove, Brent, Sheila, who brought Brent on, and
Rob
Rob
Flick,
Flick, who's been one of the big founders of the company. They're all vested in and interested in you succeeding because your success equals their success. It's unlike any model that has come before. If I'm at Keller Williams and the same thing happens, I'm not guaranteed, because there's a buffer there. That distributor is Keller Williams. They may kill the profit for you and me that month. Think about it this way. At Keller Williams, I just talked to somebody over here, right at Peninsula Estates.
Mhm.
They told him, hey dude, you know who it is, AC.
Peninsula Estates?
Yeah, AC. That's the code name. But they told him, dude, he's like, I'm gonna leave. They told him 2 years, no cap.
Yeah.
2 years, no cap, right? Okay, so what does that do to the profit share?
Oh, shit.
So what's the incentive for somebody going out there and recruiting now, or introducing somebody to the company? Does it help them? No. Does it help the market center? Not really.
No.
It takes money away because now that person is pulling resources with no revenue coming in. Why would you do that? From a business sense, why would you do that?
Yeah, they're losing their
Because you're
growth.
scared. That's why.
They're getting
there's
hurt.
You're scared.
Business-wise, there's no need. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like we just have 5 agents from KW. They just joined us.
That's the only value that some agents see is the dollars and cents. When you look at a model like this where you have so much opportunity, that's the true value. So, anyway.
How do you help agents grow their business?
So the way there's 2 different sides. The way eXp does it is through all the online training, right? Giving you access to the best tools and giving you online training is the way to help you grow, right? The way locally we help you grow is because we do this. We have our team here. We're online all the time. We're doing sales a lot. We have Sean as well, me, Brent, always coaching and training. So we have masterminds pretty much every week, and we're training about different topics. I came from 15 years of tech background, and I'm a real estate investor. I'm a syndicator now. I used to do 1031 exchanges. I used to be a lender. I have that background, and what we're doing is utilizing our knowledge to share with our agents to help them grow. If you look at our top producers here, and you ask them, how are they? Eileen came here in 5 years of KW. I doubled her business in 1 year. How did we do that? Basically, we showed her, here's our technology, here's how we do everything, here's how we change your mindset, change your habits, show you how to use the tech tools and automation so you can focus on what you should be focusing on, sales, networking, relationships. Forget this stuff. We'll help you, guide you with the tech stuff and help show you what to do here. Start building your team, start building your assistants, start focusing on your brand marketing. We help guide them with brand marketing. We help do some of the brand marketing and we show you what else you need to do. But our brand marketing is good. We have really good, high quality stuff. Like this is our photos. These are ours right here, and we design really nice marketing collateral. Even eXp loves our marketing collateral because it's so nicely designed. It's targeted to our area here, and